Like I said in the last episode, we're going to do some quests. We're going to do Back to My Roots, but to do Back to My Roots, we have to complete Hand in the Sand. This poor bastard is working 16 hours a day. I think it's time we help Bert. He needs it. You know, I'm not actually sure what Bert does. He worked for a guy named Sandy who overworked him, but what were his tasks? Did he collect the sand? Did he just put it into buckets? Did he sell the sand? Either way, the Wizards of the Mages Guild gave him infinite sand, so now he will share his sand with us. Back to My Roots is a quest I always forget about. And then I do it, and then I remember why I forget about it. It's just not very interesting. There's a boss fight, but it's not notable. We only did this quest because A, it's a quest, and B, it gives 40,000 woodcutting XP. Grimtales is a quest based on Jack and the Beanstalk and Rapunzel. And still I can't help but feel like we're the bad guys here because we just show up on a giant's cloud and kill him. This quest came out in 2007. Look how detailed these rats are. For 2007 RuneScape, even though the textures are low resolution, that's a pretty damn good looking rat. Quest completed. We murdered a giant so we could steal his golden goblin statue. Let's move on. So if it weren't already obvious at this point, these are older clips from the middle-ish portion of Double XP weekend, although I guess it's not really a weekend, it's more of a Double XP week and a half, or however long it is. But we needed to get 67 Slayer. And that's because at 67 Slayer, we have all the levels required to complete Branches of Darkmeyer. Now that is exciting. But of course, we can't start doing quests again until we can pause Double XP. So we're going to continue doing some Slayer tasks until we can pause it, then we'll move on to doing more quests. Here we're killing warped tortoises. There was a time where you needed to use the crystal chime on them when you killed them to make them vulnerable, and you'd have to keep reusing the chime to keep them vulnerable. The same thing was true for warped terror birds. Needless to say, the task was garbage back then. Now, warped tortoises are a very, very lucrative task, since they drop tortoise shells which sell for something like 48k each. And warped terror birds, even though they don't really drop much, aren't too bad to kill and they're always aggressive. So you can kind of just sit back and relax. Watch some YouTube, you know, throw on something in the background, some background noise, if you will. We got 68 Slayer, which means we can now kill spiritual warriors. There's actually a pretty good method of making money, both on main accounts and on Iron Man, involving spiritual warriors. For Iron Man, you basically just kill them the normal way, and you alch their drops. You can make like, I think 800k an hour. It's a very good way for starting Iron Man to make money. You could also use somebody's personal Slayer dungeon, if it's filled with, I believe, up to 5 spiritual warriors. Drink an aggression potion and just let them attack you. Use a halberd, kill them all. And with the spring cleaner, all the alchable drops get alched immediately. They used to drop rune halberds, but now they drop, at one time, 2 huge rune salvage, which both alch for 40k, so it's an 80k drop, and they drop those quite frequently. Perhaps we'll test that at some point in the future, but I have no plans right now. From this single task, I got a bunch of noted cabbage, which is a good source of vitamin K, and 46 tortoise shells, which sell for 54k each. 2.5 mil from this single task. And the task didn't really take that long. I didn't have to bank because I brought magic notepaper. You know, I usually have a plan when I'm playing the game, going from quest to quest, but I have no idea why I'm doing Missing My Mummy before I'm doing Branches of Darkmeyer. I could do it now, but I'm not. I got everything necessary this time around to 100% restore this mummy. And that's because it's a requirement for other quests. I believe Crocodile Tears requires us to restore her to 100%. And we'll actually be doing Crocodile Tears sometime soon, not in this video. As I'm recording this audio, I haven't done it yet. So, it might not be for a little while. I don't know why this quest gives Constitution XP, but we're done, so we're moving on. I mentioned the Elder Kiln, and I mentioned how I was excited to do it because we would get the Tokal Zo, which is a very close teleport to a fairy ring. That was before I realized how close a teleport to a fairy ring The Legendscape is. So, unfortunately, the Tokelzo won't be as useful for transportation, except around the Tsar city. But when we finally decide to do the fight caves, it will give us a slight damage boost. So we use the XP lamp on magic because we can only use it on something over level 75. Finally, Branches of Darkmeyer. The great thing about this quest is it gives us Draken's Medallion, which gives amazing teleports around Mauritania. And we get access to Blisterwood weaponry. This fight was much easier than I remembered, but it is as glitched as I remembered because of the stupid gimmick at the end where you have to throw the holy water at him and lead his smoke cloud into it. His smoke cloud doesn't like to move on anyone's terms but the game's weird spaghetti terms. Either way, Venstrom Klaus is dead and we get to roleplay as Venescula for a little bit and kill a bunch of Bloodvelds. Who doesn't like a little bit of RP, right? I decided to use the XP tomes we get from the quest on... What is it going to be? It's going to be Herblore? Hunter? Oh, Hunter. Okay. Desert Treasure. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I think I was 14 when I first did this quest, and I was so excited when I finally got it done. I wasn't what you would call a cool kid. It wasn't until they redid the models for all of these guys in these quests that I realized Dessus was a vampire. I guess I never read the quest. Do they mention that he's a vampire? I mean, I guess it makes sense. He's in a coffin. Why is there a cross? I'm just now noticing it. Is this the only appearance of a cross as a holy symbol anywhere in the game? Shouldn't it be a Star of Saradomin? At the very least? You know, like an anti-vampire symbol? It would be the Star of Saradomin. My nerd rage is through the roof right now. This is inconsistent. Jagex, change this symbol, damn it. Well, don't be shocked, we were tricked by this vampire because vampires are untrustworthy. Dessus didn't have the gem. Malik had the gem. But at least Malik gives it to us. I'm glad we did. Edgar's ruse, getting here, wasn't as painful. But I should have tried getting the Uglog infinite run spa regeneration buff. I'm curious if it would have worked here. Okay, just be careful. You don't want to rush this. You don't want to trip. Just one step at a time, probably going a little too fast. Yeah, we'll slow down. One step after the other. That's it. Damn it! Give me the gem. Thank you. I forgot to bring my ice gloves the first time. I'm an idiot. But I'm an alive idiot and Farid is dead. And we got the smoke diamond. I have 79 thieving. This is the first time I've ever done this quest with higher than 53 thieving. The minimum requirement for this quest. So I figured, oh, I'd probably only need a few lockpicks, right? Just a few. So I'll come here with 5. Why not? I mean, they're kind of expensive. They're worth like 5k each. I don't know why lockpicks are so expensive. But, you know, hopefully I don't have to buy a lot of them. Nope. I need to get more. So I come back with 12. Nope. None of those work. Let's go buy some more. Here we have 20 lockpicks. How many does it take? 14 more. And we get a gilded cross? There is so much running in this quest. I wish I could relax in a spa and then have unlimited run energy. I hate cardio. Damus, more like Dead Miss. Oh, the joke was premature. He has a second form. Right. Damus, more like... I fell out of this pyramid 3 times. I kept clicking to where I had to go because the guide said, don't stop running. I never stopped running, but I still managed to fall out of the pyramid. I didn't have this much frustration with this part of the quest since like 2007. By the way, here's Azanadra, a model straight out of 2005. Getting ancient magics now is not nearly as exciting as it was 15 years ago. Or however long ago it was. Now we can fight the Conromancer. We begin with Agrith Nana, the banana demon. Flambade. Look at that cake. Caramel's up. Dessert, but there is no cross here. The Gelatinoth Mother. And finally the Conromancer, whose death animation is an animation that time forgot. And now we can wear Barrows Gloves, or technically Colonromancer Gloves 10. I don't know why they didn't call them Barrows Gloves. They're Barrows Gloves, damn it. And they're only 100k now. I remember when they used to be 130k, right? Didn't they used to be 130k? I'm pretty sure they used to be. Apparently I had a rare relic in my Elite Dungeon chest, so that's an easy 1 mil. Protean cogs aren't that good. They don't give much XP. But they can get me to a point where I can boost for more blueprints. So we're just gonna use up the few cogs that I have. With 40 invention, we can now specialize in a specific tech tree, either dwarven or goblin. I'm gonna start with dwarven for now. But at level 70 with goblin engineering, we can unlock the Oldak coil, which is a very useful magic-based cannon. We got another cave horror task. I think I'm just gonna kill the regular horrors. The unspeakable horrors take quite a long time to kill. I lied. I'm gonna use the unspeakable horrors to level up my defense. Now that we have 65 defense, we can do King's Ransom, which means we can unlock Piety. But I gotta burn down that extra hour so we can pause the timer once again to continue doing quests, so I'm gonna do a little fletching with these protein logs I have. Just killing some time without wasting too much XP. I almost forgot, we got to level 10 with our augmented crystal staff, which means if we disassemble it, we'll get the maximum amount of XP possible. We'll get 459,000 invention XP, and we get 4 powerful components and 4 Saren components. Not bad. And we also get 45 invention. I am so glad they made a ranged and magic version of Piety, and I'm glad they removed it from the dungeoneering rewards. They should just be baseline, and they are now. Yes, Your Honor, it is against the rules to bring weapons into the courtroom. But seeing as I'm the only one with a weapon, try to stop me. With King's Ransom completed, we can now participate in the Night Waves training. This unlocks Chivalry, Piety, Augury, and Rigor. It wasn't very difficult, but they kept reducing my stats, which is why I had to bring a bunch of Super Restore Potions. I tried to use a safe spot gimmick thing, but then I realized that it's not even worth the effort. I might as well just fight them like a true RuneScape 3 player. Not like some old school RuneScape scrub using safe spots. No, I'm going to fight him like a RuneScape 3 player. So I got my wallet. Joking aside, it was pretty easy. But now we need to get 70 prayer. Bought some dragon bones. Went to the wilderness altar because it's easier than finding a person with an open gilded altar and having to teleport to the house. Just there's a bank right near here and it's easy. So I got 70 prayer and I was excited. But then I realized I also need 70 defense to use these prayers. However, we do have all the stats needed for Nomad's Requiem. The amount of damage these Dagonoths do was ridiculous. I thought I wasn't going to be able to complete this task. But it turns out, and I forgot to get footage of this, if you use Protect from ranged, the damage is completely nullified, or at least almost nullified. You still take melee damage, but the range damage is basically reduced to nothing. It's supposed to only reduce range damage by 50%, so I wonder if, much like Jad, protection prayers work against these guys a little differently. Regardless, it turned out to be a pretty good task, pretty quick task, and it gave a decent amount of XP. Kerr asks, so we have 70 Slayer. I came here at first with broad arrows because I didn't want to use a crappy staff, and I didn't want to buy a Staff of Light. Those are like 3 mil. I don't want to spend 3 mil just for one task. Turns out you can cast Slayer Dart, which is the spell you need to damage these guys, with the Abyssal Wand and Orb. The Abyssal Wand and Orb are much cheaper than the Staff of Light. And if in the future I need a wand, I'll have one. Like if I'm fighting dragons and I need to use a Dragonfire Shield. I found an Agent 007 Penguin, got a casket, and got a mill. I didn't expect anything from the casket, so I didn't record opening it, but I got a fortune component. Then I found another one, another 007 Penguin, and it gave me 3 fortune components. Now that is ridiculous. I was doing some Slayer point boosting, but we got 70 defense on this Pyrofiend task, which means we can use Piety, Rigor, and Augury. Next breakpoint, 92 for Soul Split. And look at all these armors we can wear now. Should we buy Bandos? I don't know. We could augment it. I'll think about it. I certainly have the cash to buy it. I'm just a cheapskate. So we have 474 Slayer points. We can buy the ability to craft a Slayer helmet. However, I think Slayer rings are much more useful. They provide useful teleports, and you can disassemble them for precious components, which we can use to make scavenging perks. So we're going to get Slayer rings first, boost for some more points, and then get the Slayer helmet at a later time. See, the only thing the Slayer helmet allows you to do, basically, is to fight, aberrant specters, dust devils, and things in the smoky well with a black mask or a hex crest or a focus sight. Useful, but not critical. One of the useful uses of the Slayer ring is being able to teleport to Tarn's lair. This mostly serves the purpose of being able to get to the Slayer task of Terror Dogs more quickly. But the mini quest for Tarn's lair can be completed this way as well. You don't have to go through his whole dungeon. You just teleport to him and then kill him. That's why we haven't done it till now. I was waiting until we got the Slayer rings. It's much quicker. The Enchanted Salve Amulet increases the damage and accuracy boost against undead from 15% to 20%. And if I'm not mistaken, this bonus does stack with the Slayer helm. Back here at Fire Giants, today's update actually changed the weakness of Fire Giants from Slash to, I believe, Water spells. But at the time of the recording, they were weak to Slash. So we're using a Halberd, and we got 70 attack. We can use an Abyssal Whip, guys. The greatest weapon ever, an Abyssal Whip. Check it out, we're back at the Unspeakable Horrors. We got another task. And we got 80 magic. We can now use attuned crystal weaponry, which we can't get yet, and a chaotic staff, which we don't have. This gargoyle task with the spring cleaner is pretty good. I should really get 68 archaeology so I can complete the Dagon Buy mystery and make binding contracts, because these guys' binding contracts profit, I believe, about 17k. So every kill would be worth about 17k. Of course, you need blue charms to make binding contract pouches. But a Calphite task with the Charming Potion gives you a stupid amount of blue charms. So if you're looking to make money, make binding contracts. Of course, if you can kill Ripper Demons, those guys' binding contracts sell for about 100k. Unfortunately, they're kind of tough to kill, and they require 95 Slayer, I believe it is. So we can't do it quite yet. In the future, episode 37 will kill Ripper Demons. Correction, we'll get killed by Ripper Demons. 81 magic means we can finally do one of a kind and get a new amulet. We could have bought a Fury. I almost said a Furry. Well, you could buy a Furry. I'm pretty sure there are places for that. But once again, we gotta kill some time before we can pause the timer again. So I have some combat dummies I'm gonna train some ranged with. This is where, during Double XP weekend, I came to kill time, the Lumbridge Market, which used to be the combat training academy. I didn't have my public chat off. That was probably a mistake. So let's quickly zoom into the skill pane so we could see where I'm ending off in this episode. We've made some pretty healthy progress this double XP weekend. We're level 106. We got 20-30 total. We got ourselves 70 prayer. We got 81 magic. That's exciting. We unlocked invention this weekend. We got 46 invention. Runecrafting, dungeoneering, and archaeology have not changed. We got 75 herb lore. We got 78 agility. 76 slayer. We're getting our melee stats up. Making some damn good progress, if you ask me. And we did Branches of Darkmeyer this episode. That's fun. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Take care.